Hello everyone, welcome back to Srithan and Rudrangi's channel. I hope you're doing good today. And today I'm gonna teach you chess basics. So I'm gonna also tell you how each piece in chess, how they move, and how many pieces each person gets in chess, and so on. So a chessboard has 64 small squares, as you can see on the board. These are 64 squares, and there are 32 white squares and 32 black squares. And each team, there are two teams, and each team gets 16 pieces. So there are 8 pawns, 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops, 1 queen, and 1 king. And those are the same pieces for the black team also. So first I'm going to tell you how a pawn moves. Okay, so a pawn can move 2 spaces in its first move, like this. But from then, it can only move 1 space. But if it wants to, it can just move 1 space from the beginning only, and then can never go 2 spaces again. Unless another pawn from the starting is there, it can go 2 spaces up again. And it cannot take a piece straight. It can only take a piece diagonally like that. So, example, imagine the black team's bishop is there like that. Then the pawn can take it like that. But if its own team piece is there like the bishop, then the pawn can take its own team bishop. So now I'll tell you how the knight moves. And knights are here and there in chess. So knights move in an L shape, 2 spaces up and then 1 space left or right, like this. Like this. They can 2 spaces up and then left, or 2 spaces up and then right. And this is the only piece which can jump over pieces. Now I'll tell you how the bishop moves. So bishops are on these squares during a game. So they're a white square bishop and a black square bishop. And a black square bishop always stays on the black squares the whole game, and the white square bishop always stays on the white squares the whole game. So they can only move in diagonals. And they cannot jump over pieces or take their own team's piece. So now I'll tell you how the rook moves. So rooks are in these corners, and they're usually also called a castle because they only move straight, like sides and down. Like if it's in the middle, it can move up, down, left, right. Like it can move any of those squares like that. And it cannot move diagonally. Now I'll tell you how the queen moves. The queen always has to go with its color. So this is a white queen, so it always has to stay in the white square in the middle in this row. And then the black queen is there, so it always has to stay on the black square because it has to match its color with it. And so the queen moves. If it's in the middle, it can move diagonally like this. It can move up, it can move down, it can move left, it can move right. It's basically like it can move anywhere, but it cannot jump over pieces unless like a knight is there and the queen is here. It can only go till here and it cannot take its own piece. But unless the queen is here, here, and the bishop is here, then it can take it, but it can no longer go more straighter than that. It can move more straighter in its next turn. So now I'll tell you how the king moves. So the king, it stands next to the queen and in the real game, and it can, when it's in the middle, it can move like around its squares. It can move 8 squares. Here, 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 there, here, 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 so on. So those are the 8 squares the king can move in, but it can only move to one of them, and it can go anywhere around him, but it cannot go more than one step. So this is it for this video, and thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something about chess today watching this video. Thanks for watching once again. Subscribe and hit the like button. Goodbye.